Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of GyalDem City, hosted by myself, Yannicka, and I'm joined by the lovely Rose. How you doing, Rose?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, very nervous. Obviously, we will touch on the Champions League final. But first, we just kind of wanted to touch on the legend that is Sergio Aguero. I think we were both heartbroken when he announced that he was leaving. I don't think I'll ever be ready for Sergio to go. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I think it's just only like sinking in now. I mean, what can I say about him? Like, he's just an amazing footballer.
Yeah.
As you know, Jan, obviously he's my favourite ever City player.
Yeah.
Because he scored that goal that just created a feeling that I've just never ever felt before in my whole entire life. Like, literally, I go back and watch that goal even till this day, and it just makes me happy, literally. It's crazy because when he first joined, like, I knew he was going to be good because people were saying like really good things
Yeah.
about him, but I didn't know he was going to be that great. Like,
Yeah.
I did not expect him to be that great. Like, for someone his size to score 184 goals in a league so difficult, I mean, I just honestly, he's just class. And I always say this, that if he didn't get like all those injuries that he got,
Yeah.
for me, he's arguably the best striker in the Premier League, hands down. I think he's that good, and I mean, he's just created like just so many great moments for us. I mean, on his debut, to come on and score 2 goals and an assist, like in your first ever game, like how, like, when he did that, I was like, wow, like we actually have like an amazing striker like in our hands. Like, I can't even believe it. I mean, what about the hat trick he scored against Bayern Munich? I mean,
Oh yeah.
like, do you know what I mean? I mean, on a stage that big, and it was such a match to us as well. And he's just such a class player. And yeah, like, obviously you can't not talk about the goal that he scored against QPR.
Yeah.
I mean, I always, like, when I watch that goal, I always think to myself, why didn't he go down and like try and get, like, I watch it back and I just think any other striker would have gone down.
Yeah.
Any would have gone down in the penalty area, but he didn't. Like, I just feel like maybe he was just born to score that goal. I think he was just born to just create the greatest moment in Premier League history. Like, I actually just think that was what his job was to do. Like, it's I mean, I just honestly, it's just, I can't believe that he's actually leaving. I just, to think that next season he's just not going to be there, just honestly, it breaks my heart. Like, I mean, I hope, we do sign someone, who can be as good as Aguero, but honestly, he's irreplaceable, absolutely irreplaceable. And yeah, he's going to be missed by me and probably every single City fan in the world. So yeah, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I'm gutted. I don't think I'd ever be ready for Aguero to leave. He's means so much to every single fan. Do you know what I mean? That game, like, obviously prior to that game, I would have said I hope Man City win. The QPR game, I hope we win 2-0, 3-0, just get it done. And I would absolutely have loved that. But at the same time, it's like the way that it went, it was almost perfect. Like, to make Man United fans think that they'd won the league and then take it away from them, I think is always the best. Like Man United fans, when they were like winning the league, like even when they won the league with Van Persie, it was a little bit different. Like, it's not like we thought we were going to win it. We kind of knew that season whoever got Van Persie was going to win the league. And prior to that, obviously their title races were never with us. So it wasn't a case of City are going to win the league this year and then United win it. So I don't know, like, it's just, obviously it was just a perfect moment. He's put his name in all the history books now. And yeah, what a player. He's been loyal. Everyone did say when he first came, oh, he's only here for money. He'll be gone again. He wants to go Real Madrid. He wants to go. I think every summer there was a story in the early days of him to Real Madrid, him to Barcelona. Like, it's always been the case. And, he stayed. He's been consistent. Obviously, injuries, like you say, I think have ruined it for him. You know, a lot of people are talking about how, you know, he didn't win the Golden Boot that much, but it's like he usually was 1 or 2 goals behind the Golden Boot winner, having played 5 or 6 games less. So do you really think that in 6 games Aguero wouldn't have got 2 goals? Like, come on now. Like, he would have won it if he was fit the whole season, or even just played the same amount of goals as everyone else, the same amount of games as everyone else. So, you know, he's almost underrated, and it sounds crazy because of how good he is, but it's just when you have arguments with people about like who's the best Premier League striker ever, and you know, Henry is probably one of the best Premier League players, full stop. Never even, you know, not even just as a striker, but it's kind of like people act like Aguero is not in the conversation at all, and it's like that is not true. Like, he is in that conversation. He's put himself in that conversation by his numbers. You know how many he scored. Okay, the eye test, I would probably argue Henry, because he was so good. But it's like, it's not like Sergio is terrible on the eye test. He's not a stat padder. I can never say that. But yeah, he's not one of them players. So it's to say that he's nowhere near is a bit disrespectful to Aguero, in my opinion. And for that reason, I think he's underrated. But yeah, what a player. He's had some amazing moments for Man City. Like, we'll never forget him. He's got a lifetime season card, so I hope he comes back.
Yeah.
To watch us. And, you know, it would be nice in the future to see a few of our ex-players, you know, come back to the club in some sort of training capacity. It would be nice, and hopefully he does that. But yeah, I want him to go out on a high tonight. I really do. It would be very like poetic if he came on and scored a winner, but I think there'd be way too much pressure on him to do that. I just think there would. So yeah, I don't think he'll feature tonight, if I'm being honest, unless maybe he'll bring him on if Man City are in a good position. I think if Man City are losing and it's 10 minutes to go, there's no harm in bringing on Aguero. There's no harm in doing that. But yeah, I think unless Man City are kind of winning comfortably, I don't think Pep will bring him on, unfortunately, because I think he's the sort of player that would, you know, bend over backwards to score in this sort of game. So yeah, I don't know. It's sad to see him leave. Obviously, I don't think anyone's ever going to be prepared. And he's responsible for the single best moment of my life. So, and you know, people say, well, if you win the Champions League, it'll top it. It won't. Nothing will top that. Yeah. And it's simply because it was the first title, the first Premier League title, and he came in his first season and won us the league. So it's just, I just think there's nothing that can top it. Like, I don't know, maybe if he did exactly the same thing tonight, you could argue, you know, he's done it again and it's more special because it's the second time. But I don't think anything will top it. I think when we win the Champions League, whether that's tonight, next year, the year after that, I don't know when it'll be. But when we win that, I just can't see it being as special as that. I don't think anything will ever match it, you know. So yeah, he's a legend, and you know, sorry to see you go, Serge.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can touch on the Chelsea game. I'll get some of the comments first. So Comrade says, big up Jan and Rose, got the box of tissues ready for you both if City lose. You know, aren't you a United fan for starters? I swear you support United.
I know.
But yeah, I think, to be honest, I don't think I'll cry if City lose. I will cry if City win. I won't cry if City lose. I think as a City fan, you've got some sort of... we're not like other fan bases where we go out there thinking we're going to smash everyone we play. Yes, you get Man City fans that will say things like, oh, we're going to smash them. But the only reason why Man City fans will be saying that is because of how good Man City are, not of how bad Chelsea are. It's more about how good Man City can be on their day. So a lot of Chelsea fans are taking it as disrespect, like, oh, you're disrespecting Chelsea. But actually, no, they're just saying this season for Man City has been almost perfect. The only thing that wasn't perfect was one game in the FA Cup where we lost to Chelsea. If we won that game, this season would have been perfection, you know, because we would have only, I don't know, maybe if we lost the final to Leicester, then that would not be perfection. But there's only that final against Leicester is the only game this season that was available to Man City that they didn't play. So if you think of it from a Man City point of view, I do get why some City fans are confident, because City on their day can beat anyone. I think they can beat anyone. And, you know, we've seen it in the Premier League, in the Champions League this season. I didn't think Man City would win the Champions League this season. I thought we'd get further than the quarters, so I thought maybe we'd get to the semis. I didn't think we'd make the final this year. I thought maybe the semis this year, the final next year. That's just how I saw it. And yeah, because a lot of people were saying, like, whoever makes a mistake that stops Aguero from potentially winning the Champions League is going to get trolled, because everyone's going to be like, I can't believe you stopped Aguero from being given that chance. A final's a little bit different. Like, it's down to the players to go out there and win it for themselves. It's not about Sergio Aguero. Do you know what I mean? They need to win it for themselves. So, yeah, I didn't expect us to get here. I think PSG and Bayern Munich were the two favourites, being the finalists last year and how good they've been. So, yeah, they were the favourites, essentially. And, you know, Man City beat PSG. And apart from the first half of the first leg, it was quite comfortable for Man City. So, I don't know. Like, from a City point of view, I can see why City fans would be kind of confident of a win. But it's a final and anything can happen. But, yeah, I don't think I would cry if City lose. I feel like I've kind of prepared myself for if we lose. It's our first final. We've not got past the quarters in years. So it's progress. Do I want to lose? No, obviously not. But I know that it's a possibility. So yeah. How like, what about you, Rose? Like, do you think you'd be upset if we? Obviously, we're all going to be upset if we lose, but yeah, I don't know. Like, Pep kind of said that, you know, he'll be upset for a little bit, and then it's back to focusing for the next time. You know, so do you feel like that, or do you feel like it's kind of, if we lose, it's kind of over?
I'll be devastated if we lost, because it's the fact that we actually got there, and it's, you never ever want to lose a final. I mean, you never do. It's crazy, because earlier on in the season, I said, you know what, if we got trophies this season, the Premier League and let's say the Carabao Cup, I would think that was just a great season for us. If we won 3 trophies, I would be like over the moon. And if we won 4 trophies, I would just think that's impossible. Like, it's like a miracle happened. So I can't lie to you. Like, I'm really happy with the 2 trophies that we won. I would have taken the season, but I think it's just the fact that we're there. It's like we're there, and it's against a Chelsea side as well. It's not against, like, let's say, prime Barcelona. It is against the side that we should really, well, I'm not that we can't, like, it's a final, anything can happen, but we've played so well this season, and it's like, this is it. Like, it's so close to us, yeah, and it's literally so next stage. If we imagine we won the Champions League,
I can't, you know what? I just can't imagine it. Like, it's not something, you know, when like you go into a season and you think, oh yeah, I could see like Fernandinho lifting that Premier League. I just can't see the Champions. Like, it's just,
I know.
I hope that it's just because we haven't won it before, but I just can't see it, and that's why I'm kind of like preparing for the worst but hoping for the best. That sort of thing, because I just think I can't physically see it happening, but we are good enough to win it. So it's a hard one. It's really hard.
I know that we can do it. And honestly, I'll be devastated. I can't lie to you. I'll be devastated, because I have to go again next season. I think it would be a lot. I mean, we can, if we didn't win the season, and, you know, let's say we got in like an exceptional striker next season and we went again. Yeah, we could do it, but it's like, I just don't want us to have to go back. Like, I know. Why can't we just do it tonight? Come on, City.
I know. That's what, if we lose, I was saying, I hope we do like a Liverpool, where we just go straight back the next season and just win it, because it's going to be, I feel like we will feel how PSG must feel now. Yeah. Like, so close, but so far away. And I just think, we have a golden opportunity to win it. And this is why, like, I at first was like, oh my God, like, if we lose, it's going to be hell because, you know, I just felt like we should be winning it. But then I thought in the same breath, I was like, you know what, actually, like, these players have an opportunity to go and win a Champions League final. Unless Pep does something really stupid, which I don't think he will, unless Pep does something ridiculous in that lineup or formation or whatever it is, them players should go and win it because they have wanted it for so long. Most of them are at City for these sorts of moments. So go out there and prove that you deserve it. And, you know, I think Man City have been so good in the Champions League this season. I'd be really gutted. We haven't stumbled over the line, you know, like some teams, you know, in the past have. You know, like winning in the dying seconds to go through or going through on away goals. City haven't done any of that. They've gone through because they've won each game. And apart from a group stage game, but we've won every game to go through. So I would be gutted if we kind of didn't get over the line. But I just know finals are finals. Like, you would have put your house on Man United winning on Wednesday. Like, you would have put your house on it. You would have put your house on PSG winning the French league at the start of the season, you know, probably between Barcelona and Real Madrid for La Liga. Like, it almost feels like a year of the underdog, and that worries me because like all the teams that are winning, Leicester the FA Cup, Villarreal the Europa League, it just feels like it's one of them seasons where the team that you least expect to win have been winning, and I don't know, like it worries me to the point where I'm just kind of like, I'm not trying to think about winning. I'm trying to think about what Man City can do, obviously, to win. But just, I think, I don't know, because it's so difficult. It's going to be very close. It's going to be won on a moment. I think one goal or maybe like a third goal, like for a 2-1. I don't know. I think it's going to be very, very difficult to win. But like I say, Man City at their best are unstoppable at their best. So if Man City don't go out there and play their best, then that's on them. That's the way I see it. It's on them.
What do you think about the speculation about Gundogan being injured? I mean, I know someone said that he is injured, and obviously someone said he's not. Yeah. I don't know. I've not heard any actual confirmation he's not injured. So I'm a bit. Well, I don't know. I think I listened to Pep's press conference earlier on yesterday, and he said he knows the team that he's playing. He's already picked his lineup.
Yeah.
But if Gundogan got injured after, it means that he have to tweak things worried about. So I'm hoping he's not injured. But obviously, what do you think he should do, or who do you think he should pick if Gundogan is injured?
See, because that's my thing, because I would have played a very specific squad for this game, and that's the same team that played against PSG in the second leg. That's what I would have played. So that's obviously Edison. I think every City fan that I've spoken to has the same back four: Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz, John Stones, and Zinchenko. That's everyone's back sort of five, back four and Edison. And then you kind of got in the midfield, I would have played Gundogan, Ferner as holding, obviously, Gundogan, Bernardo. And then up front, I would have played De Bruyne as a false nine, Foden out on the left, and Mahrez out on the right. That's what I would have played. But it changes everything if Gundogan is unfit, because if Gundogan is unfit, you have to put De Bruyne in the midfield. So if you put De Bruyne in the midfield, then it's who goes as a false nine. And I don't know, like a City fan was saying last night, which I kind of agree with, that Sterling should play this game. And I think with the form that he's in, it is a bit risky. But what Sterling does is something that none of our players can do. He makes intelligent runs into the box.
Yeah.
He's not the best finisher. We know that. I wouldn't play him as the false nine. I would play him out on the wing. I would play Foden as the false nine in that situation. And I just think the stuff that he can do, other players can't do. He's got pace. Chelsea won't be able to push too far up if they've got Sterling there. Do you know what I mean? So I think if anyone is going to win us a penalty, you know, if it is tight and we're struggling to score and nothing's happening for us, if anyone can win us a penalty, it is Raheem Sterling. So I actually think I wouldn't be against Raheem Sterling playing if Gundogan isn't. Similarly, if, I don't know, because Sterling, the pressure can get to him.
Yeah.
I would worry about that a little bit. And I don't want him to be the one in the positions to score, because I just think with his confidence at the moment, I'm not so sure he would be able to put it away.
That's the thing.
That being said, if he did score, his confidence goes up to a new level that we've never seen before, because he would be so happy about that. So it's a difficult one. The only other option I would say is if that's the case and Gundogan's injured, I think you could start Ferran Torres.
Yeah, he would have been my pick.
Yeah.
Because at least with him, I feel like he's quite a clinical player. So he gets the opportunity. We've seen in the Champions League, if he gets an opportunity, he will score because he's just clinical.
Yeah.
He knows how to score. Whereas Sterling, I feel like he will don't get me wrong. No, he's going to get a lot of chances. Sometimes maybe it's just his decision making. I feel like because it's he knows that, you know, he has to score. He might just overthink it, and that's my only. And in a match against Chelsea, where their defence is really good, we need someone who's just going to score, who's just going to get and just score. We can't. I don't know how many chances we're going to create against them, but they're defensively they're so good. That's the only concern. You just know Tuchel's going to set them up in like a defensive way that very difficult to break down. So that's my only concern. Just the fact that we need someone that's just going to take, you know, that one opportunity and score.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a bit 50-50 with Sterling.
I know, like I think this game is so difficult because we've had to play Chelsea this season. Like the first time we went with a bit of a mishmash squad because we had injuries, so we had to play De Bruyne as a false nine because we didn't really have any other options. I think that's the first time De Bruyne played as a false nine. And, you know, we went out there, we had Stefan in goal. I thought, you know, Chelsea might win this. We got a few players out with COVID. And obviously we'd not really been playing the false nine all the time before that. So I was like, especially not with De Bruyne, it was always like Bernardo Silva or Raheem Sterling or whatever, which didn't work as well. And I just thought, oh, God, this could be we're missing De Bruyne in the midfield because obviously he's up front. And I thought we might struggle, but actually I think it worked really well.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is with De Bruyne as a false nine, which I like, is he can drop deep when he needs to and he can attack. So he's almost like a Harry Kane kind of false nine in the fact that he can come deep, get the ball, and then, you know, run through a few players. So I feel like as well, like Conrad saying here, De Bruyne to go missing, like it's possible, obviously, but I can't see De Bruyne go missing in a game against Chelsea. That's all I'm saying. I can't see it. He doesn't tend to go missing in the Champions League, especially not this season.
Not in big games.
Yeah, I can't see that. It can happen, obviously, like anything can happen, but I would be very, very, very surprised if he was to go missing. The only way he would go missing is if the pressure crippled him. But I think he's someone that thrives under pressure. Yeah. I think he's one of them players. So who knows? I think I agree. Some players can crumble under pressure. I think in our team, Sterling is one. Who else would you say in Man City that the pressure can get to them a bit? Maybe Laporte?
Yeah, Laporte. Maybe John Stones a little bit.
Yeah.
I know he's been great this season, but like a final and he knows that he has to.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say Foden, but I feel like this is like Foden's like biggest ever game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So I hope he does like his biggest ever game. Like, wow.
Do you know what I do think with Foden though? I think like with Foden and Mount, I feel like because they're so young, even if they have a shit game, no one's blaming them. Like, I feel like they'll get away with it. So they can just go out there. Like Foden said he's going to go out there and have fun. I would bet money that Mount said the same thing or something similar. I haven't seen, but I would bet that he has, because they know if they don't get to the final, like, let's be honest, Mount is 22. He could have another 13, 14, 15 years at Chelsea, depending on how late he retires, right? So he knows Chelsea are probably going to get to another final within the next 10 years, you know. Phil Foden knows with Man City, they should get to another final within 10 years. So I don't think they've got much to lose as much as some of the older, more experienced players, where they'll be under a little bit of pressure, I think, to win it, especially like Aguero. I think Aguero knows this is his one chance to win it. Because I don't think Barcelona will get there next season. You never know, but I don't think they will. So I think Aguero knows it's his last chance. Fernandinho knows it's coming to the end. He knows if he doesn't win it now, he might never win it. Gundogan is another one that I think he knows that City, if City don't win it, he might not win it. De Bruyne, you could argue, even though I think De Bruyne has got a bit of time, especially with Man City, I think we'll get there again in his campaign. But yeah, I think a lot of these players will be thinking it's now or never, and the same on Chelsea's side. So I think the younger ones are under less pressure, if I'm being honest, and I think that could cripple us or win us the game, depending on which youngster has the game of his life. Because if Foden has the game of his life, we could be lifting that Champions League. If Mason Mount has the game of his life, they could be lifting that Champions League. And it's just one of them. It's going to be, I don't know. Oh, gosh. It's one of them, and I just don't even know. Comrade says 10 likes. Everyone keep hitting the like button. Yeah, make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Join the membership because, you know, I've joined it, so you should too. Ryan says, big up my two favourite City fans, the beautiful Rose and my beautiful flower. Big up to Ryan every time, even though he's saying that he doesn't want City to win anymore. He wants Chelsea to win. So, no. Marlon says, yo. Ryan says he loved the new hairstyle, Rose. Keenan said, come on, ladies, it's coming home, isn't it? Yeah, of course. I hope so. Nathan says, hit the like button, share the video, join the membership. Sakib is on Twitch. He says, City will win today, sadly. Oh, I hope so. I don't know about that, but we'll find out. Patrick says, Jan is back. Yeah, back. It's been a while. Keenan says, when Aguero scored against you, you had that can't be mad look on your face. Ooh, how would you feel if Aguero scored against us? I know he's talking about his team.
Yeah.
But how would you feel if next season we got Barcelona and he scored against us?
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't. Honestly, you can't do nothing wrong.
No, I know. He's such a legend. He couldn't.
Couldn't.
Unless he did some like crazy celebration and was like, fuck you to the fans. Like, I think even if he did that, you get some City fans arguing, he can do what he wants. Like, I said the only thing that would ever make me dislike Aguero is if he joined Man United and started saying like United are the best team in Manchester and all that crap. I think that's the only thing that could ruin his legacy.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else he could do. Even if he joined Chelsea and said Chelsea are the best team, like it's not the same. I think he'd still get the love from City fans. It's kind of like when Lampard joined us. Like Chelsea fans still love Lampard just because he joined City. Didn't really mean anything. So yeah, like United fans still love Andy Cole, Schmeichel. They both joined Man City. So I think, I don't know. It depends on how they leave and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think I could be mad at him. I'd be a bit gutted if City went out the Champions League to Barcelona, just in general. But yeah, if Aguero is the one that scores, and if we don't win the Champions League tonight, and he goes and wins it with Barcelona next season, I'm not really mad at that, you know. So I don't know. It's one of them. Nathan says Aguero is up there with Omri and Shearer for me. Yeah, they're all quality. I was having a discussion the other day with someone at work because I was saying, like, when it comes to these debates, a lot of people, like, they push their agendas. So if they're an eye test person or their player doesn't have the stats, they'll push the eye test sort of agenda. If the stats are good, then they'll push the stats. And then there's also the sort of nostalgia side to it. A lot of people are like, oh, he was amazing. And I feel like you feel like they're better after they leave, if you know what I mean. Like Edin Dzeko, I always remember Edin Dzeko used to frustrate me, you know. Like I used to get frustrated at Edin Dzeko. And I didn't realise what a player we had, I think. Like, even though I loved him at City, don't get me wrong, I don't think I realised how vital he was to our team until he left. And I was like, oh shit, where are we getting these goals that he used to score? So I think now that he's left, it's kind of like you forget about all that frustration that, you know, sometimes he would be late into the box. Sometimes he'd be so late that he's on time and he would score. But like there was other times where he wouldn't and he would frustrate me. And, you know, them sorts of things are forgotten about when, you know, when they leave the club. You kind of remember the good times, not the bad times. And I think a lot of people, because Henry was so good, a lot of people are just kind of, they're set in their way that no one can ever be better than him. And it's like, the facts are that someone could be better than him. Like it can happen. But I think people are so like, you know, he's just the best and that's that. And no one is ever going to overtake him. And it's like, people would say that about every player in history, you know, that no one's going to overtake them. And then you get like a Messi that comes along and you think, bloody hell. And then now there's like an Mbappe. So it's just every time there's someone else coming through that may or may not be as good. So it depends on your age as well, because older people are like, Maradona is the best ever. And you know what? From what I've seen of Maradona, I can't argue with that. And if you look at the players that Maradona was playing with as well, you know, he didn't have always the best squad around him. And he was just a complete superstar. I can't claim to have watched him all the time, but I've seen most of his stuff through sort of clips and videos. But I can get why people might say he's the best. The same with like Colin Bell and George Best and players like that. Like I didn't see them, but I can get where people are coming from. And I think Shearer is a little bit unlucky that a lot of people kind of ignore what he did. And it's just like he was scoring at a ridiculous rate. And I just think you can rate all of them. I don't think there has to be like, no, yours is shit, mine is better. Like all of them are fantastic players. All of them are Premier League legends, and all of them will be in the Premier League Hall of Fame. Yeah. So, you know, everyone's going to have a preference, obviously. But yeah, I just think there's no need to kind of disrespect other players in them sorts of arguments. Ryan's a hater. He says, as Jan knows, I've got some unpopular opinions on Aguero, but he's a great striker.
Unpopular opinions, really?
Yeah, he thinks that Suarez is better than Aguero. For some reason. Rose, don't you mean the second greatest Premier League moment in Premier League history after the Alisson goal a couple of weeks ago? You know what? I forgot about that until you mentioned it.
It was just a header. There was absolutely nothing else to it. He just...
Do you know what? It's not even like it won them the league. If that won them the league last year, then you could have argued that, but didn't even do anything apart from get you top four, which I think you would have got anyway.
Yeah.
Because even if it had gone pear-shaped for you would have got in on the last day anyway, because Leicester lost. So, Not Dominic says Jan. Nathan says Jan. Are those Gundogan rumours just that, or is he really injured? Oh yeah, we did touch on this before. I saw the video. He kind of bashed into, I think it's Fernandinho, and he hurt his thigh. He stood up. I think he limped, and then he went off, but he didn't limp off the pitch. He kind of limped a little bit, and then, which you see players do it in games all the time. I don't believe that he's injured because he posted last night.
I saw
do it, yeah, and I don't know if. I don't know. Maybe they all posted it. I don't know. But I don't think the only thing that I might say is that he may start on the bench.
Yeah,
that might happen. But I don't think he's injured. And do you really think if he's injured, he's going to be telling the medical team, "I'm injured"? I don't think so. No, I think he wants to play. I think he'll be playing injured. You know how players play injured when they want to do something. Like, he will play injured. Trust me. He's not gonna lose his chance at winning the Champions League after losing it in a final, after scoring a penalty. Like, he said, but if he gets there again, he's going for the trophy. So I will be gutted for Gundogan tonight if we don't win. I'll be so gutted for him, especially if he is injured and he can't play. I'll be, oh my God. I think out of all the players, he's the one that I would feel the most sorry for. I just think, like, he's been our best Champions League player for, like, quite a few years now. And he's just gone under the radar. And I just think, I'll be gutted for him, man. Raphael says Aguero is the best finisher in Premier League history. Do you know what? Like, I just think Aguero is just, he said, like, it's bad because he's like underrated, and it's weird because it sounds stupid me saying that, but
he is.
It's kind of true because people just kind of say, if, like, when someone makes a statement like this, Aguero is the best finisher in Premier League history, like, if you tweeted that, you would get so many people saying he's not. Henry is clear. I don't know, Harry Kane is clear. Like, you would get people genuinely saying that. So I don't know. Patrick says Rose looking great in that jersey. Big up to you. Nathan's asking us a question. Are your nerves steady for this Champions League final? Are your nerves steady, Rose?
Like, just the more that we talk about it, because I mean, I just want us to win it so badly. I don't think anyone understands.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about it. I'm imagining us lifting it. I mean, it would just, honestly, it would make my year. It would make my year if we actually. But Jan, who are you worried about in the Chelsea team? Like, who could actually potentially prevent us from, winning it?
Do you know who I think it's going to be?
Who?
Werner.
Do you know what? Yeah, I was thinking
the
same thing. Do you know, he reminds me of Sterling. He's always in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
He just doesn't necessarily score. Yeah. But it could be the night where it all changes for him.
Yep. I honestly think if we lose, it'll be Werner. Or it might not even be him that scores, but he's going to create the goal. It will be him. Trust me, it will. Yeah. Because it's one of them things. Like, if I was betting, if I was a neutral in this, I would put money on Chelsea to win and Werner to score. That's what I would put my money on because I think it's nailed on. It's one of them, and I don't know. Like, it's so strange because our best team that I mentioned before, like, I think that's our best team this season in the Champions League, and I think they're essentially why we're in the final. But if you actually look at it, our best Champions League players are like Raheem Sterling and Gabby.
Yeah,
like, they're actually our best players in the Champions League. Like, Gabby has scored loads of key goals in the Champions League now. Like, well, most memorably, against Real Madrid. De Bruyne obviously is another one, but he will play regardless. Sterling is another one. Like, how many goals has Sterling scored? Like, I don't know if he'll start, but it's just Pep might look at things like that. And if he does, we could see Sterling, but I don't know. I'm just so nervous. Like, I know we can do it, but it's just like Sterling came out, I don't know if you saw it, and said like that the only team that can beat Man City is Man City. And it's kind of like, I agree with him, what he's trying to say, but Chelsea fans took it as like an insult that he was saying that Chelsea can't beat City. And that's not what he's saying. He's saying if Man City turn up and play how we have been playing, Chelsea won't beat us. And I agree with that. And I would expect Chelsea players to feel the same way about themselves. If they turn up and play at their absolute best, City can't beat them. That's what I would expect from our players. I don't want our players to go into this final thinking, oh, let's just hope for the best. No, they need to go into that thinking, we have to win this. This is our time. This is, Pep, for the first time ever, seems quite confident about Man City. He never normally is. He knows how good the team are. We know how good the team is. They should be going out there and proving why they're champions of England, why they're you know, why they've had so much success recently, and you know why they deserve to be in the Champions League final. That's what they should be doing, but it's easier said than done. And I think the players are less nervous than the fans. I honestly think they will be, because with them, they've got a game plan. They know what they need to do. With us, we don't know who's going to start. We don't know who's going to play. We don't know how City are going to play. We don't know what Pep's tactics are. We don't know what Chelsea team are going to play. We just don't know anything. Whereas the players, they kind of have more of an idea of certain things. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Dom said, Rose with the great shirt choice. Yeah, this is his opinion that Prime Torres and Prime Suarez were better than him. No, sorry. Maybe for Liverpool, but if Aguero played for Liverpool, you'd be saying he's the best player ever. So is what it is. All City players tend to be underrated. Just look at David Silva. I agree with that. David Silva didn't get his props till he left. You know, it's only after he left people were like, oh yeah, David Silva was class.
I know.
Hey, same with Yaya Toure, because when Yaya Toure was here, like people did say like, oh, he's a beast. He's so good. He's, you know, look at what he does to, you know, midfields and defenses and stuff like that. But I don't think like he was in these arguments until after he left. And then now it's like he was one of City's best ever players. But when he was here, I don't think he got the hype that he deserved.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I just don't think I've seen another player like Yaya Toure before.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, I think it was Pogba. I think United fans were saying, "Oh yeah, Pogba's going to be like Yaya."
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even come close to what you're City. Like even till this day, like I've not seen like a player as Yaya in what he. It was the drives into the box from midfield, and like when he was running to the box, everyone would just move out the way because they just know what's coming. I've never like his presence alone was just was crazy. I mean, yeah, I think he's really, really good. And also David Silva as well. I feel like people just underrate him because maybe, let's say, he didn't do like the most amazing things, but technically I think he was probably one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yes. A lot of City fans say he's the best player we've ever had.
Yeah.
The only people that don't say that are people that are old enough to watch Colin Bell.
Yeah.
But literally, anyone that's too young to have watched Colin Bell, or even some people that watch both, say David Silva, you know, and Yaya Toure. Like, it's mad how good he was. Like, I wouldn't be worried going into this final with Yaya Toure, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't be worried. I know Yaya Toure would be through that Chelsea midfield. He's a big game player. He would shoot from miles out if he needed to. And he would score a goal and he would win us this Champions League. Like, I have no doubts that Yaya Toure would do that.
Yeah.
So he was one of them. Like, you knew he could win you a game. I think we have players like De Bruyne that can kind of do that, but I wouldn't be as confident, you know, as I would be with Yaya. Like, imagine we get a penalty, you know, Yaya's putting that in.
Yeah.
You know, free kick, Yaya's putting that in. Like, yeah, I wish we had him for tonight, to be honest. Adane says Aguero's top 2 Prem strikers ever. I agree.
Yeah.
I'd go Henry number 1, Aguero number 2. And it is quite close. I don't think it's as far apart as people like to make out. Raphael says Torres was a pace merchant. As soon as he lost that due to his hamstring injuries, he became finished. I don't know. Like, Torres at Liverpool was unreal, but Torres elsewhere wasn't at that level. So I don't know. If Aguero went to Barcelona 5 years ago and kind of flopped, I think people would be saying, is he even that good? Even though he did what he did at City, I think people would be saying he's that good. And I think that's probably what it is more than anything. Ryan says, big up Jan and Rose, big up Ryan. Chelsea have to put in a performance, man. I hope you don't. I hope you don't turn up. Just make it easier for my heart. Nathan says, Jan and Rose, now that you've got to the final of the Champions League, whatever the outcome of the game, do you think you'll get to another final at some point? What do you think, Rose?
Yeah, I do. I feel like if we are able to get, let's say, Harry Kane, I know people are getting, and he might cost too much. If we got a Harry Kane, if we got Haaland, I know I'm hearing rumours that he's going to stay. If we got that type of player,
yeah,
I don't see why we couldn't go back again. I mean, we've seen it with Liverpool. You know, they got to a final, then they went back and, you know, won it. So honestly, I feel like this City team is really, really good. I feel like people forget that this is Ruben Diaz's first season and he's come in and he's just been exceptional. And I feel like it's a situation where he can only get better. The new players that we've got can only like get better, and the more that they play together. So yeah, I just feel like if we didn't win today, I do think it's just purely because we just didn't have that striker.
mm-hmm.
Only thing, but I have no doubt that, you know, when we do, let's say we win it in like the next couple of seasons, we will have that striker. And yeah, I feel like we will get to another final. I just don't see why not. This team is just, it's so good. Yeah, what do you think?
I think with Man City, it's been a mentality issue.
Yeah.
I think because we've kind of fallen short a lot, we can't seem to get over the line.
Yeah.
And it's one of them things. I think it's almost like Tottenham with the bottling thing. Like, until Tottenham win a trophy,
yeah,
they're going to struggle to win a trophy because you have to win that first one to push you on to other trophies. And I think in the Champions League, we've been unlucky. You know, in the beginning, we used to get like the group of death every season. And we really, you know, we'd be in a group with like Barcelona and Bayern Munich and just like, you know, them sorts of teams where it's like you're never going to finish top of the group at that time with them teams. And then we'd have like maybe like a Juventus in there as well. And it was just like City at that time were not going to finish in the top two. You know, we weren't. So I think that was quite difficult. And then after we got through that, you know, we've had some great performances and then some not so great performances. And I think it's kind of like the players kind of felt definitely last season. I just think they probably panicked a little bit. I think we played well in that game against Lyon. I think we should have won. But when it wasn't going our way, they kind of panicked a bit. And I just think we're kind of over that a little bit. Obviously, it is our first final. So I do think if we lose, I wouldn't be too harsh on Man City. You know, someone's just sent me a tweet actually about that. We would be the 8th team in a row to get to a final and lose. So most teams get there. Valencia 2000, Leverkusen 2002, Monaco 2004, Arsenal 2006, Chelsea 2008, Spurs 2019, PSG 2020. So it happens a lot. So I wouldn't be too harsh on the players unless they don't turn up at all. But I think it's a case of when, not if. And I've said that all season. If it's not this season, maybe it's next season. If it's not next season, it'll probably be the season after that. I think PSG are knocking on the door, and I think Man City are knocking on the door, and I think both teams are going to win it. It's just a case of when, not if. And yeah, I think that's the story of it. You know, maybe next season the final is PSG Man City, and then one of us has to win it. Like, who knows? But yeah, it definitely will get there again. I'm not too worried for Man City. Like I've said, like I know we'll lift it eventually. I know that, you know, whether it's 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, we'll lift it. It's the players that probably won't get the opportunity again. So it's on them, really. If they don't win, that's on them, you know. Yeah. Rose, now we get top 4. Do you think Liverpool will challenge next season?
Yeah, I do. I think Van Dijk was a massive miss for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think Liverpool are up there with City. I think if they didn't, you know, they had this season, I think, you know, I genuinely think they'll have finished second.
Yeah.
They finished second. It was Chelsea. I think they
finished this year, third.
Don't remind me. United finished second. Yeah, no, honestly, I don't even know how United got there. But yeah, I think Liverpool would have been second this season if not injuries. I do expect them to also, you know, get some signings in. you know, for next season. I think they've signed someone as well. I think it was a defender or something. So they're definitely making sure that if anything happens next season, they have, you know, the players there. So they're getting some type of what's the word? Squad depth. Which also Thiago, I don't think he had the best of seasons, but I do think next season he's going to be stronger. So honestly, I expect them to be up there next season. I think they've got an exceptional manager in Klopp. I think him and Pep are they're just geniuses. And I mean, I'm hearing things like, oh, Klopp is finished, because, you know, Liverpool had a few injuries. No, look at Pep. Look at how Pep turned around this season. I do expect Klopp to also do the same thing next season. So yeah, it should be interesting next season. Yeah,
I think I said all season that I think Klopp will come back, and I think he'll do what Pep did. He'll come back. He'll try and challenge. It's just whether everyone else improves their squad, because I think if Man City don't win this Champions League, our board will say, let's get some players in that can win it. So I think they will spend big, and I think they'll get players in to win the Champions League, which probably will also make us favourites for the Prem again. So I think they'll do that. Chelsea, similar thing. If they don't win, they'll go and they're going to buy a striker anyway, but they might strengthen their team even more so than they would normally. So, you know, you've got two teams there. One of them is going to lose today. And I think the team that loses are going to spend big in the summer. So there's that. Then there's, you know, Man United are probably going to get like a Sancho finally. You know, they've been waiting for him. They'll probably get someone like that. So I think it's going to be quite tough next season for anyone to win it. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting because Chelsea by right should be winning the league with the, you know, the team that they've got, with the players that they got in. We know they're going to buy a striker. So with them players that they're going to get in and they've already got in, Chelsea should by rights be winning the league. Man City, obviously, we have to try and defend our title. You know, we have to try and do that. We should buy a striker as well. You know, so I think City should be getting better next season. Liverpool are obviously trying to sort out their problems in defence and stuff so that they don't have a repeat of this season. Thiago, like you say, I think he'll have settled in by then. Jota again is another one. I'm looking forward to second season Torres at Man City. But then also there's second season Werner, the second season Havertz. Like, we're not going to be the only ones that have that sort of player that's in their second season. So, yeah, next season, I don't know who's going to win the league next season, to be honest. Maybe it comes down to who gets Kane. Maybe that's what it comes down to. But I don't know. Nathan says, Rose Jan is Haaland FC and doesn't want to see Kane at City, but I want to know, would you be happy with Kane?
Yeah, I would, honestly. I don't care what Jan says, honestly. Like, he hasn't won, you know, anything. And yes, people say that in big games he does go missing. However, I feel like players like De Bruyne will put, you know, like goals for him on the plate. Like, why is he going missing in the big game when De Bruyne has literally put something on the plate for him?
It's true.
I mean, I know that, you know, I think it was, when was it that we beat them? I think we beat them. Was it in the Carabao Cup? I can't remember. Yeah, it was the Carabao Cup. And, you know, I felt like the whole Spurs side were just poor. Son was missing, you know, the whole team, let's be honest. So the whole team was missing. So it wasn't just Kane, whereas I feel like joining the team like City with the mentality that we have a winning mentality. So I just don't see why he wouldn't come in and also be, you know, wanting to, you know, win things as well. Also, I do think that he does want to, you know, somewhat break Alan Shearer's record or whatnot. I don't know. I feel like he's high on that. So I feel like him coming to City, he's just going to want to score so many goals. So yeah, I feel like I would be so happy if we got, because he's played in the Premier League. He knows how to play here. You know, he's not gonna take time to adapt. He's just gonna come in straight in, and I know the Premier League is one for us. at least focus on, like, you know, the Champions League, you know, winning that, because we already know that the Premier League is secured.
Yeah.
So honestly, surely you wouldn't mind Harry Kane.
No, I've never said that. Like, I said if I had a choice between Kane and Haaland, I would take Haaland.
Yeah.
If it's the choice between Kane and no one, I'm taking Kane. Like, it's not like if it's Kane and Lukaku, I'd take Kane. Like, it's only because I want Haaland. But it doesn't mean that I'd rather not have anyone. We definitely need a striker, that is without question. So it's just a case of which striker we get. I think Man City, knowing Man City, they'll go for like an Andre Silva. I know what City are like. I don't think City will go and buy Harry Kane. We've been linked to Grealish now as well. I know Grealish loves De Bruyne, and he kind of wants to play for City as well. I think we're at the point now as a club where we can help the players more than they can help us in a way. In some ways, like there's literally, we could pick from maybe 2 or 3 strikers, and if they come to City, they're guaranteed trophies. Whereas we could pick any of the 3 and win with any of the 3. So it's kind of like almost like they need us more than we need them. So it's kind of like, obviously the deal is they come and help us, we help them by paying them. Do you know what I mean? But it kind of feels like at the moment there's not many players that would turn down Man City right now.
Yeah.
Unless there's a reason, like they don't want to live in England, or they don't want to live in Manchester, or something outside of football, or they just hate City or something like that. But I don't think many players would turn us down unless they want to be a starter week in, week out, because at City, they're not guaranteed to do that. So I think that's probably the only real things that could put them off. Conrad says Chelsea will win 3-1. I hope not. I hope we don't concede 3 goals when we've only conceded 4 in the whole campaign. That would be a shame. Sorry, that's for Ryan, that question. Aguero, Henry, Suarez, the 3 best strikers ever in the Prem.
Okay.
The only thing is, I'd say maybe like Shearer over. I don't know. Suarez was quality there, so I don't know. Dwight, I think it's Dwight, says, "You are my Yannicka, my only Yannicka. You make me happy when skies grey." That's nice, that song, but I'm sure you won't want City to win looking at your profile picture. Ryan says, "You really shouldn't play Sterling in this game." Dane says, "Sterling's form is too poor for him to get a look in tonight." I agree with that. I don't think he'll start, but if Gundogan gets injured, it makes Pep's decision harder, and that's where overthinking and shit comes in. So let's just hope that Gundogan is fit. Come on, City, let's win the trophy. I hope we can. Stones, I think that was when we were talking about pressure.
Yeah.
I think Foden will thrive in this game. Foden has got an amazing temperament, and he will handle the occasion. He plays every game. And you know what's so funny? Because a while ago, I think it was us talking, and I said that Foden plays like he's playing in a park with his mates in every single game. Yeah. And he just doesn't seem to be under pressure. And actually, Phil Foden came out in an interview and said exactly the same thing. He said, "I'm nervous, but the minute I've completed my first pass or whatever," he said, "I just feel like I'm playing in a park." Like he actually feels like that himself. So he does. I agree with that. I think he will handle the occasion. You know, he doesn't give up. Like against Dortmund, I think Pep was saying, you know, we missed 3 chances, and usually players they dwell on it. You know, I think Werner's definitely one of them. He dwells on it a little bit, and it's just Sterling does definitely. Sterling dwells on things like, "Oh, I missed a chance," and then the next time he's more nervous, and then he'll pass it instead of shooting and stuff like that. Whereas Foden just doesn't. He just does the same thing until it's successful. So yeah, I can't argue against that. I hope that Phil Foden is the man of the match for us. I hope so. But yeah. Be nice. Ultra Parisian says Werner shows up. I agree. He's definitely showing up tonight.
Yeah.
Definitely, unfortunately. Nathan says, "Yana Rose, where do you think the game will be won and lost?"
Yeah,
be won and lost.
In midfield. I mean, he's a game of his life.
Yeah. I think in the midfield, and I also think I think we win it differently to how we lose it, if you know what I mean. Because I have said it will be 1-0 or 2-1 either way. But I think what will happen is if Chelsea score first, we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble. If City score first, it could be a long night for Chelsea. And I don't mean a long night as in we're going to batter them, but I just mean if City get an early goal or something like that, City can control games.
Yeah, Chelsea will have to open up.
Yeah.
Go in our favour.
Yeah, I think so. And I think whoever scores first probably will win, just based on how it goes. The only way I can see them not winning is if the other team equalise and they get all the momentum. But I think, do you know what? Like, in an ideal world, we scored 2 goals in the first 10 minutes, so my heart can relax and I can enjoy the game because it's just gonna be a nightmare, man. I don't know. Like, I get why people are excited because it's such a good game, but
excited for this.
Yeah, it's just one of them. Raphael says the last 17. Oh yeah, in terms of where the game will be won and lost, I think the game will be won by who is the most clinical.
Yeah,
and I think it'll be lost probably in terms of that. Like, I just think if Chelsea miss chances like they have done in previous games, they'll hand, sort of they'll hand it to City a little bit. They have to be clinical if they want to win this. I think Man City, it's the same. They need to be clinical. We both need to defend well because we've both got decent defenses. So, yeah, it'll just come down to who takes their chances, who wants it more, them sort of factors. And I don't know. Raphael says the last 7 teams to make their debut in a Champions League final have all lost. Yeah, obviously we mentioned that earlier. The only difference between Man City and them teams is that Pep Guardiola is the manager. So I'm not saying that it really makes too much of a difference. I think it will be down to the players, but I think a lot of them managers, I might be wrong, but a lot of them managers hadn't won it either. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We're also, a lot of them teams have probably played like Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, who are very good when they get to finals. They're very dominant in finals. So I don't know. We'll have to see. There was something that I read the other day that teams that have knocked out Real Madrid haven't won. Haven't won the Champions League or something like that. Like, there's so many stats that can swing it in your favour or swing it in Chelsea's favour. Like, it's mad. It's mad. For a while, it was the team that knocked out Barcelona won it for years.
Oh, God.
I remember, like, the team that knocked out Barcelona tended to win it, and now I think it's Real Madrid. So these sorts of things happen, but I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I think I have always said that Man City will lose a final before they win. I did say that.
Yeah.
But I think we have a good opportunity to win this one. I think we really do. Lengan Sweet, big up to Lengan Sweet. He says, Phil Foden will win us the Champions League. I hope you're right. Ultra Frucian says, Foden can't be English. He's probably French. He plays like he's Brazilian, like the original Brazilians, not these frauds pretending they're Brazilians. Or I'd say he's more Spanish, to be fair. But, De Bruyne never win the Champions League. You love to see it. You know what? There's been a lot of great players that have not won a Champions League. There's also been a lot of crap players that have won a Champions League. So it is what it is. Like, let's be honest. Tonight, Eva. Let me think. Who's Chelsea's worst player, would you say? I don't even know who Chelsea's worst player is.
Pepper, maybe.
Yeah, like maybe him. And then you've got like Eric Garcia. One of them is going to be like a champion of Europe tonight. So it's one of them, innit? It's one of them. Like there's I'd say if you go in player for player, you would expect Man City them sort of players to win a Champions League over player to player, the Chelsea players, if you know what I mean. But
yeah,
football is football, innit? If we win tonight by any means, like Scott Carson is a 2 times Champions League winner. So is what it is, isn't it?
yeah.
Let's win this game. So nervous. I'm nervous too, but I'm actually getting a bit excited now. I was so nervous before, but I feel like whether we win or lose, it's an opportunity to be at the top. So it's nice. It's nice to see. Why do I feel like Werner and Sterling are similar players?
Yeah, I said that. They are similar.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Oil City will be going all out for the win. They should. They should. Don't hate on the oil, though. Just put more petrol in your car so we can buy Haaland. Thanks. Ryan says, I think City will edge it tonight. I think, I hope
so. I hope
if
so.
we turn up, we should. Like, we really should. Ryan said, the reason why I want Chelsea to win is even though I dislike Chelsea and I don't have a problem with Man City, I feel if City win it tonight, then they become even more dangerous. I have said in the past that I think once City win it once, they'll win it again. I think they'll win it again. So that's why a lot of people don't want City. Whereas Chelsea, I think if Chelsea win it, they could win it again, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like could be a few years before they win it again. Whereas I think City could go and win it like twice in 5 years. Yeah. I feel like City could if they win tonight. I feel like they could. But who knows? Who knows? Kamasola, big up Carl. He says, hi, Rose. Hi, ladies. Are you ready? Excited? Are you excited, Rose?
Not excited. I'm nervous.
Oh, good. You know what? Like, this is the first time I felt excited about this final. It hasn't happened before now. I'm just thinking about, like, all the possibilities, isn't it? Anything can happen. Nathan says he'll be wearing a secret Sterling shirt today. Come on, you blue army. Oh, my God. You know what? They asked us a question on Man City Fan TV last night, so I'm going to ask you. They said, right, okay.
Yeah.
This player is going to score the winner. Who would you rather score the winner? Sergio Aguero?
Yeah.
Or Raheem Sterling?
Aguero.
Say Aguero, yeah.
Yeah, because I think you've seen the quote, isn't it? I think he said he's going to stay at City till he wins the Champions.
Oh, no, imagine if he did it, yeah.
Actually did it. Headlines, like...
yeah, no. That would secure him as, you know, that there would be no debate about, is he up there, is he not? Like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you know what's mad, though? It's weird because I actually said Sterling.
Really?
And my reason for saying Sterling was, one, he's confident. He's a confidence player. So he's obviously his confidence is in the mud right now. But also because Aguero is leaving. Raheem Sterling might stay. So I think going forward, you've got to see it as if Sterling wins it. If Sterling won us the Champions League, his confidence is going to be high. You know, he'll get rewarded with a nice contract. And I feel like maybe he gets better and better in the league. And I don't know. It's kind of like Aguero is leaving regardless.
Yeah.
So it's like, even though I agree with you, I think if he did that, it's just unreal. Like, I don't know. It's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. I think either or. But honestly, I couldn't care if Chelsea score an own goal to win us it. I couldn't care if it was Eric Garcia. You know, best goal I've ever seen in my life. Like, I will take anything. I'll take bouncing off Fernandinho's arse into the back of the net. Like, anything I will take. Like, maybe in the next final, if we do win, then I'll say, yeah, I want a De Bruyne goal or something. But nah, honestly, tonight I will take anything. I'll take a dodgy offside goal that the ref decides to give. I'll take a handball, a hand of God. Anything. I do not care. We just need to get over this line.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Ryan says Edin Dzeko was a baller. He was, to be fair. He loved Tottenham, man. He loved scoring against Tottenham. That was just the guy, man. Jan and Rose, apparently Mahrez and Sale just wanted your thoughts on that.
Really?
I just think we've got a final coming up. Remember Aguero used to leave every year?
Yeah.
before a derby. Every time we had a derby, it was Aguero wants to move to Real Madrid. Even though, if you've read Aguero's book, it says that he didn't want to live in Madrid again because he didn't like the way the paparazzi were.
Yeah.
And he said England is so much better than living in Madrid. I don't know about Barcelona, maybe it's different there, but he did say he didn't want to live in Spain at that time. So I knew he would never leave to go to Spain. I knew that, but like the papers just ran with it every time. And I can't imagine that Sterling, who I think is Pep's favourite player,
Yeah.
is going to leave. It's kind of like John Stones, because John Stones, like Pep loves him. So when he was kind of poor last season and stuff, I was thinking, I don't know, like, does he go? Because Pep seems to love him, and obviously he stayed. So Mahrez has said that he will retire at Man City. So if I just don't see why you would sell them. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
The only thing that they might be thinking of is if they're trying to get someone like a Grealish, they might look at the age of Mahrez and they might say, oh, you could maybe get a Grealish in, it's a bit younger. Or Sterling, if we are going to go with a false nine, Sterling does play better with a striker, an out and out striker. So maybe they consider it, but yeah, them players definitely don't want to leave. And they probably just asked Man City, like, if you bought someone in, who could leave, and someone's probably said, well, some fan has probably said, well, it would be Mahrez or Sterling. They've just ran with it.
Yeah.
I don't really buy it. Wayne says, firebun Chelsea. Ryan says the Alisson goal got us top four. Yeah, kind of true, but then Man United also bottled it, so they could have won. They could have won it for you. It is hilarious. They all want our best players, but they don't learn the lesson. Look what happened to Barca. Don't go to close the flame. It might burn you. I don't know who you're referring to. Is that City? Don't know. Nah, top four was done if we didn't beat West Brom. True, but I think you would have got it anyway. Delusional Liverpool fans, always, even though Ryan's all right sometimes. Henry is the best Premier League player ever until proven otherwise. Aguero is top 5. Aguero, I don't know. Like, yeah, if you're talking overall Premier League players, but striker-wise, I don't know. We'll have to see in it. There was nothing to it. The Alisson goal haters are going to hate. Oh, God. Do you know what? Ederson. Oh, God. I feel like the Alisson goal has spurred Ederson on.
Yeah.
And Jesus, like, I could just see if it's 0-0 in the 90th minute or the 100 and whatever minute, and, there's seconds left. I could just see Ederson running up and trying to score, and then Chelsea just lobbing one over the top. Nah. Oh, my God, no. Please, please don't.
Ederson would score with his head. Ederson would score with his literally.
Yeah, I know.
I promise you, it'll be his foot if he scored.
Yeah. Oh my God, imagine. And he misses, and then Chelsea run down the other end. Nah. No, sorry. If he wants to score tonight, he's gonna have to take it to penalties and score a pen. But it's interesting because I wanted to touch on penalties because I heard someone say during the Man United Villarreal game, it's a Man United fan, and he actually said City are shit at penalties, right? Which is true in game. We're not the best. I think part of that is because we don't have the best penalty takers in a way. And secondly, because I don't think, how other teams, when they shoot a pen and the keeper pushes it back out, they're all in the box ready to put it back in. I feel like City players don't run in the box enough.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like if the keeper stops it, then we don't score.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combination of the two. But in penalty shootouts, our record is actually quite good.
It is.
So what do you think? Like, because obviously we have to consider that it could potentially, I don't think it will go to penalties. I think it'll be won in 90 minutes. But I think, what do you think about our chances if we did get to a penalty shootout?
I don't know. I think the one that a penalty shootout I can remember was, I think, the Carabao Cup against Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think when Sterling that scored the winning penalty?
I think Sterling scored the winner against Chelsea in the thing. I can't remember who scored the winner against Liverpool.
Yeah,
Sterling was definitely against Chelsea. I remember that.
Yeah, but basically, I feel like back then we actually had like really good penalty takers.
Yeah, yeah,
Toure.
yeah,
Yeah, players where I knew that they were going to score.
yeah.
Now, I mean, we have Gundogan, who's a good penalty taker.
Yeah.
It's just I feel like where they missed one or two, they do get a bit nervous.
Yeah.
I would probably be a bit nervous because he's missed a
Yeah.
few. Sterling as well. Obviously, his confidence isn't the greatest at the moment. So I'm hoping it doesn't go to penalties. But I would still. You have to pick these players. You still have to pick Gundogan to take the penalty. You still have to pick to take a penalty. I mean, do you think Pep could? Let's say it went. Do you think?
Oh my god.
You know how I think it was Ollie. Ollie brought on 2 United players in the final for penalties.
Yeah.
Do you think Pep could potentially just bring on Aguero to just to score a penalty for us if it went that route?
I think if it goes to extra time, he should bring on Aguero anyway, because Aguero is our most clinical finisher.
Yeah.
And I think if it's close, which it would be if it's an extra time, Aguero could make the difference. Yes, okay, Aguero's all-round play isn't as good as other players. Like, De Bruyne in a false nine is going to do a lot more than just play up front. He's going to be coming back. He's going to be defending almost, helping in the midfield. He's going to be doing a lot more than Aguero would, who will just kind of stay and try and make runs in behind and stuff like that. So, yeah, but in them dying second, he has to, even just because it's Aguero's last game ever, like, give him the chance to win the Champions League. If we don't win and Aguero's been given a chance, then he can only blame himself, for not winning the Champions League. But yeah, I think he's got to give him a chance. And obviously, Aguero, you want him on the pitch if there's penalties. We have probably 4 or 5 good penalty takers, and the rest are all questionable. You never know, though, because in them sort of games, you get people like John Stones going top bins, and you get random things like that happening in penalty shootouts. Like some of them penalties in Villarreal, Man United were 10 out of 10.
Amazing.
Beautiful penalties.
Yeah.
That goalkeeper, Rulli, who used to play for City, like his penalty was top class. Like, and I saw one from Edison in training, which worries me because it was so good. It's kind of like, please don't try that. My heart will like drop out. Like, oh my god. But yeah, he's class as well. So it's just one of them things. I actually think that a penalty shootout, I think there's one player that will win us the penalty shootout if we win.
Who?
And I think that is Edison. Because Edison, he's had quite a few penalties taken against him, right? He saved one the other day, which is good and everything. But a lot of the time, if you watch when we concede penalties, what tends to happen is they shoot, he stops it, pushes it out, and they put it straight back in.
Yeah.
So a lot of the penalties that are taken, he stops it in the first instance. And I think in a shootout, they won't have that opportunity to put it back in.
Yeah, they won't. Yeah.
All he has to do is stop it going past him. He doesn't have to catch it. He doesn't have to, push it towards, Zinchenko, or he just has to stop it from going in. And I think Edison could stop them from going in. I have heard from Chelsea fans, I don't watch Chelsea too much. Apparently, Mendy is an awful penalty.
Really?
Apparently, he's terrible. Apparently, he doesn't dive. And he said that he was lucky to save Aguero's because Aguero, flopped. Yeah. And he didn't, if you notice, he didn't move because Aguero put it down the middle, essentially, and he was right there. So I don't know. They're saying that obviously if they're getting close to penalties, they think that Tuchel will take off Mendy.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what Chelsea fans are saying. So I don't know, because I thought he was a good penalty taker. Like, I don't watch Chelsea, but I just assumed that he was. But Chelsea fans are saying he's not. So that means it could be bloody Willy Caballero, who definitely will make some saves. So
they do that. Then,
Kepa, if anyone has to come on.
The thing is, will make saves. He's just one of the best. So I hope not. I hope it doesn't go to penalties, honestly.
Yeah, no, I know. I think it's going to be... Yeah, I don't think my heart can take a penalty shootout, to be honest. I think, obviously, I don't want to lose, but I think if it's over in 90 minutes, then we can just hold our hands up and say, you know what, City, you weren't good enough on the night. Keep it moving. If we lose on a penalty shootout the way Man United did, I'd be heartbroken. I'd be heartbroken because that is so close.
Yeah.
11 penalties that you've... 10 penalties you've scored and you lose. Nah. I'd rather not do that. But I think in a City Chelsea penalty shootout, I think people miss. I don't think everyone puts their penalty in. I really don't. I think there'll be quite a few players that the pressure will get to them and they'll miss. But the likes of Werner will score. He will. Because it always happens. It's like when Tuanzebe stepped up and everyone was like, he's going to miss. Beautiful penalty. Yeah. Then Bruno Fernandes, that you thought he's going to score, just about got away with it. So, I don't know. Our top three, the three penalty takers, considering everyone was available, would be probably Aguero to take the first one.
Yeah.
Then probably Gundogan, then De Bruyne. That's probably who would take the three. But they tend to save people sometimes, to get like the fifth penalty or whatever. But the way I see it is like you might as well just score the first three, because if you score the first three, you might have already sort of be in the upper hand where you can kind of just make saves and hopefully you win it. But Edison said he's taking the fifth, which scares me, because as much as I would love him to be the reason why we win the Champions League, if he misses, it's a bit peak still.
Yeah.
A bit peak. Lengan Sweet says Man City to win it. Carl says Rose is always nervous. I think City fans are always nervous, man. Oh, God. I seriously think Chelsea is the favourite. You know what? Chelsea fans have been telling me they're the favourite, but I can guarantee if we win, they're going to start saying, oh, well, you always knew that you were going to win, Just one of them. Yeah, Ryan, you need to get over it now. You've got top 4. Look to next season. Maybe he'll score again, innit? Fraser says N'Golo hat-trick. I'd be very, very surprised if that happened. I don't think it's happened before. Yeah, no, I'm not being negative. It's just looking at all the possibilities that could potentially happen in this game. Do you know what? It's not that I'm not confident. I'm just worried. I'm a bit worried. Like, I know we can do it, but I'm just worried about it. Yes, and yes from me. Rose, what do you think? Would you take Basuma as a potential replacement for Fernandinho? Yeah. He's actually the one signing that I really want. I really want him. We are defo winning it. I hope you're right, Charlie.
Hope so.
Defences win Champions Leagues. The problem with defences winning Champions Leagues is that we both have conceded only 4 goals in the Champions League. So it kind of is a little bit equal in terms of defence. So I don't know. I have to admit that Salah's probably been our player of the season this season. Oh, God. Gabby shouldn't even be let in the stadium tonight. You know what? He's the sort of player, the way we're talking about Werner, he's the sort of person that would score in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will play a false. We have to play a false now. We have to. Absolutely have to play that. It's easy to say Werner with the amount of chances he gets. Yeah, it's true. He does. I do think if City score first, I think Chelsea are less clinical when they're under a lot of pressure. Like I've noticed in games where they sort of go 1-0 down, they struggle a lot more. Like against City, yeah, they came back, but Man City gave them the momentum when they missed the penalty, for starters. And secondly, it was the 92nd minute. And let's be honest, if Man City needed to win that game to win the league, they're not conceding in the 92nd minute. I don't think they'd do that in a game that's that important.
Do you know what's crazy? I feel like if we score 2 goals, I don't see where Chelsea score 3 goals.
3, yeah, I agree with that.
Goals. So that's why I feel like we need to get at least like early goals. Yeah. I feel like we kind of killed the game off.
Yeah.
Because where they get the 3 goals from. I really don't. If we go 2-0 down, I can see us scoring 3 goals. We can score 3 goals. No, we can.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I agree with that. I think if we did go 2-0 up, I don't see how they win that. But yeah, like you say, if we went 2-0 down, I could see Man City potentially coming back. I could see that. It's just Chelsea would defend so well if they do go 2-0 up. So I think if they score the first goal, Man City throw everything at them like we do, and then they get a second on the counter. I think we will struggle to get our 3 goals just because I think, like I said earlier, I think we'd have to play for set pieces in that case. We would have to play for corners, free kicks, penalties, because I don't think we're going to be able to walk it in against Chelsea. If they've got a 2-goal lead, I just don't. I think we'd have to try and score from maybe a set piece. We get a penalty, and then, you know, when it goes 2-1, it gives the momentum back to us, and then maybe if it goes 2-2, we go on and score a winner. But yeah, because they'd have to come back out at us again if it went 2-2. So potentially, but I don't know. I hope that Man City don't try and walk it in if we do go 2-0 down, because I don't think it will work. Raphael say people who say that Henry is a better finisher than Aguero don't know ball. Henry better all-round player, but in terms of finishing, Aguero is the best. Henry was a goal scorer, not a natural finisher.
I don't know. I feel like Henry was a very, very good finisher.
Henry on the eye test, like Henry was just unreal, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my comments have gone. Sorry, guys. I've got some. If Gabby scores the winner, I'm never watching football again.
Oh,
Mustafa says, I hope City lose, you know. But I swear you said you were going to win the Europa League. So what happened to that? Football should be disbanded as a sport if Gabby scores the winner. Yeah, I mean, you could say the same for Werner after this season. Bloody hell. Jan and Rose, how are you two feeling?
Nervous.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, Lord Jesus. It's weird because it's so funny because, like, I think if Man City lose today, I don't think that any Man City player, unless there's a clear error, which is like, you're an idiot, you lost us that final. I don't think any City players really get too much stick unless Sterling plays, then Sterling will get it. Or if Rodri plays, then Rodri will get it. But I think if it's sort of the team that it is now, you know, the team that played against PSG, I think you can't really go in on Mahrez because Mahrez scored 3 goals in the last 2 games. So you can't go mad at him. De Bruyne, the same thing. So I don't think, and the rest of the players are kind of loved by the fans. So I can't really see too many players getting blamed. Whereas if Chelsea lose, I think Werner will get a lot of stick, you know.
Yeah, which is sad.
Yeah, I think he'll get a lot because people will say, you know, we brought you in to score goals. And obviously, if he doesn't score, say, for example, it's 1-0 City or something, I think people will get... Nick says, if you don't win today, you won't live to see that and lift it, mark my words. Well, you know what? I might die tomorrow, innit? Who knows? Aiden says, the standard of world class has dropped drastically, but it is what it is. I agree with that. I don't put many players in world class. I really don't. United got second based on the standards of the other teams around them. Neek says Liverpool win the league next season. I don't know about that. Maybe. Samuel says, I think that the Glazers family should have fired the Norwegian Frodo Baggins, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Apparently, they're going to give him a new deal.
Yeah, they are, apparently.
Towards the end of the season, Thiago was brilliant. He'll be great next season. He's a great player, isn't he?
Yeah, I agree.
I love Rose. She's so level-headed.
No, thanks.
Unlike you, I am. Thiago Alcantara was a better player at Barcelona. He said, yeah, Ryan, the League Cup. Jan, do you rate Kai Havertz? I do, you know. I like Kai. Well, I might not like him after today, but I did like him. I also rate Ziyech. I think he's a decent player, you know. He's a baller.
Yes. Do you know he scored against us in the FA Cup final and at the Etihad? So
yeah. I know, and Chelsea fans don't want him in their front three, and I'm just like, but why? Like, he surely is the guy that is the most threat against Man City. Like, I don't know.
Wait, why do I keep saying FA Cup final? Like we even got there. I mean,
Good. Yeah, so yeah. Thiago has been the Spanish Luke Chadwick in the Premier League. Oh my god, that's actually disrespectful. I don't care what Jan says except when she bullies me. I don't bully you. Nah, this is dead. Nah, dead that. Why would Haaland and Mbappe both want to go to Spain? No, I wouldn't swap De Bruyne for anyone.
No.
Big. I get to make another GyalDem. You know what? This is going to be probably the last GyalDem of the year, unless something magical happens tonight. Then
yeah,
might have to do something. But yeah, I think it'll be the last one until maybe we might do one in the summer about transfers or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if we sign anyone. I hope both squads catch COVID and the trophy is awarded to charity. Yeah, well, if that had happened to you, then you would have saved the embarrassment of losing to Villarreal, but it's what it is, isn't it? I don't know if Gundogan is fit. I don't know. Van Nistelrooy, Van Persie, Jamie Vardy, best strikers in the Premier League. I don't think they're better than Aguero. I know Van Nistelrooy was a killer.
Yeah.
But then Man United, he left and Man United won a lot more. So, don't know. It's a weird thing. Oh Lord, no! Nobody's ever put Pep in a spliff. Even when we get beat, it's not usually putting Pep in a spliff. Bernard's been living in his own head ever since the Germany thrashing. I don't know. I think it will take something. This is what I mean. This Champions League final could make a footballer. I think if you score a winner in a Champions League final,
yeah,
you are going to improve after that. You are. So, yeah. The only thing I'd say about Champions League finals is so far it's kind of not the players that you think will score necessarily. Like Coman won it last year, Kingsley Coman. I think who scored the winner against Tottenham? I know Salah scored, but it was a pen, wasn't it? So I don't think that counts. I can't remember which Liverpool player scored, but it doesn't always seem to be the most obvious players.
Yeah, I feel like it could be a Zinchenko. It could be
yeah.
Imagine John Stones scored in a final. It could be him.
It could. It's like when Chelsea won the other week. It was Alonso. Like it could be a player like that. It could be a player that you're not expecting. I don't think it's going to be your sort of De Bruyne. Like I don't. I think it'll be someone else if we win. I don't know. It's difficult to call. Yeah, I agree, Dupe. We did go 1-0 down to Dortmund and PSG. I just think that they play a little bit more open than Chelsea. And I think Chelsea will make it difficult. Yeah, Fraser said Chelsea are better defensively than PSG or Dortmund. I would also argue that Man City are better defensively than a lot of teams that Chelsea have faced. That's all I would say about that. Almost at 3K. Yeah, big up to everyone. We're going to have a 3K party when we get there.
No.
1 second. Pep is such a bullshit. He says he's worried about Arsenal next season. You know what? This thing, like, people are getting onto it, but you've got to remember, like, his friend is Arteta. You're not going to say that your friend has no chance of winning a trophy next season. Like, you're just not. Like, you're not. It's one of them, innit? I don't think he genuinely believes that Arsenal are going to win the league or anything like that, but he's not going to turn around and kind of say, no, I've got no chance. Jan City, Phil Foden is Brock Lesnar on steroids. I don't know who Brock Lesnar is, but unless it's one of the best youngsters ever in the league, then it's not Phil Foden.
Might be something. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's Yang, you're right. From 2006 to 13, either Barcelona or the team that knocked out Barcelona won the Champions League. There's so many records like that. It's a bit mad. I really hope Pep wins this. Chelsea and United have the most insufferable fan bases. Get it? See, Chelsea fans are really difficult because I'm usually very humble when it comes to Man City. I'm not cocky. I'm not overconfident or anything like that. And I've really struggled with Chelsea fans because you'll be on a stream and you'll say something like, oh, it'll be close. It can go either way. And a Chelsea fan will come on and say, "No, we're going to smash City," and it's like, nah. Like, don't be disrespecting my team. And then you end up coming across as someone that's like cocky and arrogant, but it's like, it's just the disrespect for Man City is so much. And yes, okay, we know we could lose this game. Like, we're not stupid. We know we can, but it's like everything really points to that Man City should be winning this. So if City fans are a little bit cocky, I kind of understand it. We are champions of England. We have won a lot of finals. You know, things like that. I can kind of get it. But from a Chelsea point of view, I get that you've got a chance of winning it, of course. But I just don't know where this thing of we're going to smash Man City is coming from. I don't know. I don't get it personally from a Chelsea point of view. So I don't know. There's more than just Gabby. The whole team, apart from Neymar, I'd say you could argue are not Brazilian. And I would say Fernandinho, but Fernandinho I don't think plays for Brazil anymore too much. So yeah. But even Fernandinho, he doesn't really play like a Brazilian, really. So I don't know. Hi ladies, 2-0 City. I hope you're right for Middleball. I really hope so. City have been breaking records for 12 months. Forget the stats about this team and that. True. Man City are a team that like to do things differently. We are, domestic treble, no one had ever done it. We did it. 100 points, no one had ever done it. We did it. We do like breaking records. That is for sure. But the problem with Man City is as much as we break positive records, we also break negative records. So it's one of them. If all Sterling scores the winner, all the haters should just never slander him. Yeah, I think if he scores the winner, it shuts everyone up. What can people say? You know? If Aguero scores the winner due to recency bias in football, they will start calling Aguero one of the best strikers in football history. But I think he still is, regardless of what he does today or doesn't do. Hala Madrid says, not going to lie, Sterling is a frustrating player when I watch him play here and there, similar to how I feel about Vinny. Yeah, I don't really watch Madrid too much to know too much about Vinny, but Sterling's frustrating, but he's also very good. Like it's quite hard. Sterling's not a good footballer technically, but he's very intelligent. He is very intelligent, and sometimes, especially when it comes, and this is why Pep loves him, because the runs that he makes, like even if he plays and he doesn't score tonight, he's going to give Chelsea a hard time.
Yeah.
He's not going to make it easy for Chelsea. So even if Chelsea win, he's going to cause them some issues. Whereas there's players at Man City, like Gabby when he's not on form, some games, and even Aguero to an extent, in some games, like if they don't score, they don't do too much.
Yeah.
Whereas Sterling, I know he's going to work hard regardless of what he does. And Bernardo Silva's another one. He's just going to run around, run everyone ragged. He might not score. He might not assist. He might not do much. But he's going to give Chelsea players something to do. And, if it tires them out, maybe you can get a winner at the end. Who knows? But it's just, it's one of them. Madrid, Hala Madrid says, would love Mahrez at Madrid. He's such a baller. He is, man. His first touch is unreal. Unreal, man. Are you guys nervous? Yeah, we are. Pulisic going to score, mark my words. Possibly. Who knows? I don't know who's going to score, to be honest. If it comes to pens, our Golden Glove boy will win it for us. Oh. I do think if it comes to pens, it will be Edison. Edison will be the one if we win it. Definitely. De Bruyne, Mahrez, Gundogan, Edison, maybe Foden are decent at pens. True. The only difference between a Champions League final is the pressure of it. We know Gundogan can score a pen in a Champions League final. We know he can do it. The rest of them, I haven't seen it yet, so who knows? Mahrez's penalty against Dortmund under a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
was very, very, very good. So yeah. Don't know. Edison could be a world-class playmaker, I'd take him to replace Xhaka. His passing range is levels, I can't lie. Yeah. Aguero is a good penalty taker, yeah, for sure. De Bruyne, Aguero, Mahrez, Foden, Edison should be on pens. I think that is the 5. I do think that's the 5. Actually, no, Gundogan before Foden, probably. But yeah, I think with Gundogan in that, if he's fit, I think they are the penalty takers. Edison says he's taking the 5th. So I think they might not put all the pressure on Foden. I think it might be De Bruyne, Aguero, Gundogan, Mahrez, Edison, and then Foden. If it's still going on, Aguero could be the deciding factor. He could be.
Nice if he was, the deciding factor.
I think all the rest of the team, like I've said earlier, they have a chance to go back next year and win it, whereas Aguero doesn't. So if he is the deciding factor, and it's on him, and hopefully he can turn up and do it. Fraser Hall said Chelsea are trash at penalties. Edison is better than a whole squad. Still.
All Chelsea turn into prime Inter Milan.
So exactly.
Don't know.
Because I thought that the goalkeeper for Villarreal wasn't all that, but he did very well. So you never know. He didn't do well in terms of saving the penalties. Both keepers were terrible at saving, but he should have got to 2 or 3 of them. He should have. Like, it's not a case of he got beat every time. Sometimes he got a hand on it. He just didn't push it out. Like, so I think he could have saved 2 or 3 of United's, really, if he was a little bit better. Dupe said, did you see Werner training yesterday from shooting? He was blasting shots over.
I don't want to just say this because that's how they all go in.
Yeah, I think I've been to games before where I've been sat there in the stadium watching City warm up, and I've seen Aguero miss like 5 out of 6, and then come on the pitch and score a hat-trick. Like, I don't think that matters. I think it will matter on the night, what he does on the night.
If he's missing them in training, do you know what I mean? That's how you just end up scoring them on the flipping field.
Raphael said it's crazy how we all talk about players missing pens and the pressure getting to them when you have Zidane who's scoring a Panenka penalty off the crossbar in a World Cup final against the prime there. Do you know what? Like, a lot of them penalties on Wednesday night were like top bins, like beautiful. Like, I don't know, but it just, as long as they get it across the line past Mendy or whoever it is in net for Chelsea, Kepa, whatever, I couldn't care if they were all boring shit penalties. I couldn't care less, honestly. As a Chelsea fan, Mendy is a shit pen saver. See, that's what everyone says, but I don't know, man. Mendy was trash against Spurs in the cup, get keeper bad at penalties, but I wouldn't take him off. Nah, I don't think maybe he takes him off, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that would nice confidence. Probably.
Yeah. And then the next time he probably, it doesn't do as well.
Yeah.
I think you stick with what you go with. Like, if we had, unless like we had a certified penalty stopper on the bench, you just got to go with Edison. If it works and we win, great. If it doesn't work and we lose, it's unfortunate. Do you know what I mean? It's unfortunate. I think that's just the way you've got to see it. Aguero's all-round game is very underrated. I agree with that. Ayub says, literally can't wait for the game, counting the minutes. Who do you support? Because if it's none of the 2, then I would be excited as well, to be fair. But, Dupe says, I was hella nervous for the United game because I didn't want them to win. Imagine City. Oh, Lord. Yeah, no, that penalty shootout was awful. And I was just hoping. The only players that I wanted to score from Man United were Rashford and Zabi, because I knew if they missed, the racism they would get would be unreal. So that's the only 2 that I wanted to score, but I wanted Villarreal to win. So it kind of worked out perfectly because they both scored their pens, and then it was De Gea that kind of lost it in the end. So Madrid says, but we are heading into a rebuilding phase, getting someone to replace Vinny and the next gen Madrid midfield. Cruz and Modric aren't going to be around in 2 years. Yeah, it is interesting. Maybe you get Mbappe. Maybe you do. But yeah, guys, we have Stones and Diaz. We also have Zinchenko, who doesn't make mistakes. Also, we have Walker to match Werner's pace. Walker outpaced Mbappe. Yeah, Walker has to start, man. I think that's one of the first names on the team sheet, just because of the fact we're playing Chelsea. Being in the final flatters them after that easy draws. Yeah, but once you get there, you've got every chance. as an honest City fan, we're losing. It's so funny, honest City fan, that you don't rate any City player and you've called yourself honest City fan, which means that you're some weirdo that doesn't support City that's got a YouTube that's called honest City fan, which is really strange. So you might want to see someone. That's all I'm saying. Nippon says he's nervous. I think we all are. He's definitely not a City fan. He was saying the other day like Aguero's overrated and stuff. It's like no one with two eyes says that Aguero is overrated. De Bruyne doesn't deliver when it truly matters. Yeah, I'm sure. Clearly, you don't watch City either. So, Foden will score. I hope so. I would love to see it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. If you guys don't win it tonight, the next time you're in the Champions League final, you're definitely winning it. Yeah, I think so. Werner will score. I agree with this, even though you clearly support some other team. Ziyech is arguably one of the most slept-on players in the Premier League. Facts. I agree. He's only been good against City and Sheffield United and Burnley this season. I think people's problem with him is if he doesn't score, he doesn't do anything. I think that's people's issue with him. But does it matter if he scores and you win? I don't think it really matters. Come on, City, we've got this. Well, we should have, innit? God. Jan once again refusing to give my guy Graziano Paterino any credit. Nah, it's just you just like he's not on the same level as Pep and Klopp. You need to stop thinking like that. It might go Pep, Potter, Klopp. If you want to have that top three, then we can go with that. It would be so typical of Werner to score in the final. Yeah, we said that before. Yeah, Origi scored in there. He scored in the comeback against Barcelona. Rodri always plays awful against Chelsea. Rodri won't play today. He won't play today. Hey, we got Adam. Yeah, and I can't wait to the Q&A tomorrow and give him Flawless so much smoke. You know what? It's about time you gave someone else smoke. I won't be there. I'm not trying to be in there. Can't be asked. No, I never said City will smash Chelsea. The only thing that I've ever said about City and Chelsea is that you could never predict a game against Chelsea. And I also said that I think if Man City play at their best, they should beat Chelsea. But no one's smashing anyone. It's going to be one goal in it, honestly. We've conceded the least goals and scored the most goals in the Prem. How are they going to smash us? Yeah, I can't see them smashing us. Marlon says I'm going 2-1 City, De Bruyne and Foden goal. Adam says 2-0 or 2-1 City. Yeah. A lot of people are actually saying 3-2. A lot of people are saying 3-2. Sort of either way. So you hear a lot of Chelsea fans saying 3-2 Chelsea. You hear a lot of City fans saying 3-2 City. 2-1, I think, is the most likely. 1-0 or 2-1. I can't see these two teams going into a final and not scoring. I think they're both going to score. So I think 2-1 seems the most realistic. So yeah, your Egyptian king is going to fire us to the title next season. You know what? You need to swap Klopp for Potter, and maybe you will. Nathan says 3-1 City, De Bruyne, Foden, and Mahrez. Yeah, Fernandinho is first in the squad for me. You've got to. We need a captain on the pitch. You can't win a final without your captain. Like, I don't think Pep would start a final without his captain. I don't think so. Dupe says we saw it against Everton. He also got an assist. Just wait until Virgil comes back next season and makes Diaz look like a shit Maguire. I doubt it. The injury that he's had, it'll take him a while to get back. Aguero is City's best player in history, to be honest. Don't know about that. I think Colin Bell's probably our best player in history. I think he could kind of do everything. Didn't see him, obviously, as a player because I'm not that old, but yeah. De Bruyne missed his last penalty. Loads of City players have missed their last penalties. And that happened before the last time we got into a penalty shootout when people said the same stuff and we went and won it. So I don't know. Gabby isn't too bad at pens either. True. That's true. I think he missed one or two and people kind of got onto him. Why do people think City have no history? City came from League Two to the Prem and the Champions League final and worked so hard to get where they are now. People are just jealous of success. That's true. Actually, out of all the teams in England, there's like 140. Is there more than that? There's more than that. However many teams there are in England, Man City have been playing at the top level for longer than everyone bar 6 other teams.
Yeah.
So people that make out like City came from nowhere, they didn't come from nowhere. Like the year I was born, Man City finished above Man United. Like it's not been one of these things where City have never finished above United until recent times. Like I was born in 1991. Man City finished above Man United that year. Stones is very good on the ball. And for those who say they've no history, they won a European trophy. You know what? People don't talk about Man City's Cup Winners' Cup because they say it's not a trophy until it comes to a Fergie debate. And then they try and say, Fergie won a European trophy with Aberdeen. So if Fergie won a European trophy with Aberdeen, then Man City have a European trophy. So you can't have both. You have to pick. Either Fergie has only won 2 European Cups with Man United, or 3, I think. Or, you know, he won one with Aberdeen. That's the only way you can do it. And City have one too. But they said Aguero doesn't work very hard in training. It's just a big game. I think you just have to put on the tools to win it. I think if City are struggling, if Chelsea are defending very, very well and City and nothing's working, nothing's going in, you have to bring on a weapon. And I think Aguero is a weapon off the bench where he only needs half a chance. Sterling needs 4 chances. Foden needs 2 or 3. Torres needs 1 or 2. Do you know what I mean? Like all of our players need more than 1 chance. Aguero needs half a chance. So yeah, he has to bring him on if it's not going well, for sure. Stefan is very good at stopping one, Jan. You know what? Have I seen him?
Yeah, I haven't seen
shootout. I don't know. Oh gosh, I don't know, man. I don't know. 1 minute. Huge game for both clubs. If City win tonight, then they become a more successful club than Chelsea. You know what? Chelsea fans keep shutting this down straight away, but I don't know. It's one of them, innit? It depends what you value higher. Do you value FA Cups or Premier League titles higher? Depending on which one you do, will give you the answer to that question. Or if it's overall trophies, how many you have. So yeah, I'm not getting into that debate. I couldn't care less if City are the smallest club in the country.
Yeah.
Having me. Honestly, could not care less. Yeah, I do want to fight. Come at me, innit? Oh, that's a hard one. If you had to sign one between Basuma or Tielemans, who would you go for?
Probably Basuma. I feel like we need him a bit more.
Yeah.
And with Fernandinho leaving soon. So yeah, I'll pick him. What about you?
Yeah, I think Basuma is a Fernandinho replacement, which we haven't replaced because Rodri's a different player. We have a lot of creative players. I do love Tielemans though, but we have a lot of creative players. Basuma's more like even against us the other day. I thought he was really good.
He was
really, really good.
He's more of what we need.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not a City fan, Nathan. There's no City fan that comes out with dumb opinions like that. Nippon says 3-2 to either team after extra time. I think that's a lot of goals. I can't see 5 goals in a Champions League final.
Yeah.
Unless there's pens. Do you know what I mean? 4-0 Chelsea, easy win for us. That's what some Dortmund fans said when they came in the comments when we were predicting what was going to happen in that game. I highly doubt that Man City are going to get beat 4-0 for the first time in probably... When was the last time we got beat 4-0? I can't remember. I think we got beat 4-1 by Everton, maybe. When Pep first came, 2016.
Yeah.
I think it was 4-1, though. I don't think it was 4-0. So it's been a long time since that's been the scoreline against us. So I'd be very surprised if in a Champions League final, Man City go and lose 4-0. I think if anyone wins 4-0, it would probably be us. Edison, Walker, Diaz, Stones, Zinchenko, Ferner, De Bruyne, Gundo, Bernardo, Foden, Mahrez, with Foden and De Bruyne to score 4-0. That has to be the lineup. It does have to be the lineup. I think you've missed a player out. Oh no. No, you haven't. Yeah, I think that's got to be. The only thing is, I would probably put De Bruyne as a false 9. But yeah, apart from that, I'd agree with that. I'm predicting a 2-1 win for Chelsea. Mount and Werner will score. Mahrez for City. Ooh, hopefully not. Oh, good Lord. 1 minute. 1 minute. I'm trying to wrap this up, but you know it's long. 1 sec. Sack Fraudgate and get Graziano in. You need to just like let it lie now. You know what I mean? He can come to Liverpool next season when Klopp leaves. Title race next season will be between Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. Probably. I'd probably agree with that. Mount will show Foden levels. I doubt it. No one's showing Foden anything. If we win the title next season, just watch how much smoke I'll be on. Yeah, you'll just be getting blocked from the channel. I think Gundogan will start. I hope so. Jan said the other day she would knock me out. That's true. I stand by that. Yeah, Tielemans a better player than Basuma, but we need Basuma more than we need Tielemans. That's the difference. So yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like the video if you haven't already. I don't think that we'll be doing another stream, but obviously if things go the right way today, then you might see me again sooner, very drunk, whatever. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back soon. I'll let you know in advance. Let me just take this off. Bye guys.